Nicolás Maduro was born in November 23, 1962, in Caracas. Maduro started his political career in 1992. He was an activist for Hugo Chávez's freedom. He joined groups for a revolutionary process. He participated in the national direction of the MBR 200. He was the founder of the Workers' Bolivarian Force. Since 1999 to 2006, he participated in the National Assembly. After that, he became the External Relations Minister up to 2012. That year, he became Vice President and became temporary president after Hugo Chávez's death. In 14 April 2013, Nicolás Maduro was elected president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela with more than 7 million votes. Maduro was the second most voted president after Hugo Chavez. He practiced a strict government to hear people's advices and to have a connection with them. Retired military and population in general assaulted a base. Maduro qualified this as a terrorist attack. With the excuses of Balzer, we can see that this is correct. Maduro and Venezuela are the perfect example of realism theory. The power of the state is greater and nothing is above them. The use of military power decreases the power of the population. Donald Trump imposed economic penalties to many public workers in Venezuela. In this list, it's included Hugo Chávez's brother. Donald Trump promised to impose more penalties to the fraudulent Constituent National Assembly. He also promised that if it's necessary, he will use military power. As in realism theory said, with the law approved by the Constituent National Assembly, a criminalist in Venezuela affirmed that it is better to kill a person than showing him how much you hate him. People say that this law has to be applied in Maduro, but his assembly will commit fraud to save him, as always. Maduro's power has no limits, the ex-president from Chile asked the American countries to join him to free Venezuela. Piñera's ideas are the ones from the liberal theory. He wants the international cooperation for Venezuela to have freedom, democracy, and the Western way of government and economy. These are the ideas of Piñera to free Venezuela. Maduro's opposition and international community efforts are useless. They can quit Maduro from the power. Now Venezuela's population are poorer than Colombia's population. The power of the state is making their people die. The international community wants to decrease the power of the state, but the state's sovereignty is still
Maduro
greater.
eliminated the legislative power from Venezuela. He said that the legislative power wasn't necessary and proclaimed the Constituent National Assembly that will impose decrees that must be followed. The state's power is stronger than the one of the population. I could say that the population has no power, as realism theory says. Maduro's opposition critiques the military practice in Venezuela. Maduro affirms that he is prepared to defend their country against Trump. Here we can see the realism theory, where Maduro is protecting the state's security, but also we can see that the only way to show that the state's power is through war, as Trump said. UN Human Rights Council wants to take place in Venezuela to stop the lack of human rights in that country. He's worried about people's death. He doesn't want to send armed people. He just wants to investigate how to help people. As a member of the UN, we can see the liberal theory ideas of cooperation, the value of freedom, common goals between the state and the population. Trump may use the military power against Maduro. Trump said, if necessary, I'm going to rule out military option. Venezuela is a mess. Henry Falcon from Venezuela answered, this mess is ours. Sort out your own, of which you have plenty. This speech is the clearest example of the realism theory, where both countries want to show who has more power. Pope
Military
asked the
power.
people to pray for Venezuela. He said that people from Venezuela are suffering a humanitarian, economic, and political crisis. The Pope is scared about a possible war between Colombia and Venezuela because of thousands of immigrants are crossing the border between these two countries. Pope is trying to encourage liberal theory ideas in Venezuela, freedom and decrease of power
Maduro
of the state.
met
Met the president from Iran to establish cooperation between the two countries. Maduro's intention is to be helped by the Islamic nation because of Venezuela's economy. The problems are caused by United States economy penalties. As liberal theory said, Maduro is trying to have economic cooperation with other countries. As a conclusion, the perfect theory to describe Venezuela's situation are the three of them. Venezuela is suffering the state's power, military power, nothing is above the state, everything caused by Maduro's government. Then we can see the liberal theory through other countries' action, also with UN NGOs that want to cooperate for Venezuela's freedom. The critical theories are reflected in Maduro's idea from Marx, but many people say that his ideas are more likely to be like
We can also
Machiavelli's.
see
The terrorism caused by Venezuela, the globalization process in the states worried about Venezuela in economy, immigration, and the lack of personal, economic, food, and health and political security. Thank you for your attention.
created using Powtoon.